Greetings, divine beings. I'm just settling in after my getaway in the summer and preparing for fall. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm a super channeler. I connect with a lot of cosmic information. I connect with all timelines and all realities, and I connect with shamanism. So I apply my life to those things. And for example, in the wintertime, I'm more alien and galactic. In the summertime, I go to the wilderness and I'm wild, like the wolves and the bears and the trees. So I'm just returning from that. And I have a lot of information that many know, a lot of talking about it. So it's not about that. It's just about sharing some of my perspective and some story so that I can be in a state of commitment to all of you who are full of light, full of healing, awakened, ready to serve a healed earth and yourself in that, ready to receive your life of abundance and manifest the good relationships and all that you deserve. So the first level of healing on earth for all light beings is relationship. So we're awakened and we have all this super awareness, but there's this disconnect that's happened with us. We have lost the patterns of a organic being, which is the sacred circle. And so in that, we are discovering things, liquefying into those new things, and then we have to recrystallize, reform, and unite. And so this is the process that I'm in. I'm definitely out of my karma stage and into my dharma stage. But as healed and as aligned with myself as a standing stock, things can get toxic and go wrong if you're not careful. So this year, I had the honor of finalizing relationships in my life that were toxic and not serving my light, my truth, and the love that my soul is. And it was very powerful, very, very powerful year, very shocking year. I definitely had some dark moments. But then once the global homeostasis hit, everything made sense to me and I stood up. And it's been incredible. But then the summer hit. We had our 3 eclipses in a row and a whole bunch of retrograding thises and that's. And I'm deeply connected with Venus and the pattern of the Venus rose. So on my journey, I transcend realities by using the pattern of the Venus rose. It's not even a using of the pattern. It just is. It's just a part of my soul essence. And so I follow the rose. And I had done some powerful work with the Venus rose and expanding and opening my heart to truth, right? So I was blown wide open during these solstices while Venus was in retrograde. And then super toxic relationships finalized, everything closed and finished. So you take that chemistry, plot me into sacred ceremony in the wilderness, and it just blew up for me. I expanded so much. And something really beautiful happened, which is a personal part of the journey, but it was just really beautiful. But then toxic patterns started coming up. I was with a lot of sacred women, I was with some sacred men, and toxic patterns started coming up. Brain trauma started coming up. I could see there was this collective edge of trauma. Like everybody had been isolated for months. So of course we were in a state of a little bit uncomfortable with reintegrating with each other. But then I wasn't aware at the time, and that's the part of this story why it's so important to share. So this is I'm going to break it down now. I was going off on my little storytelling way. I'm going to break it down now. Beautiful things were happening around me, exploding around me, beautiful love. And then I went into crazy trauma dialogue in my brain. And I felt like I had no control over it. It was just really insane. And so many transitions were happening simultaneously. And I'm being tormented by this old dialogue. And I was like going deep into my body. It was like deep rooted in my joints, deep rooted in the archives of my body. And it was not serving me. I was just feeling kind of like this strange toxic energy with people that aren't toxic in my life, and being very confused about it and upset with myself because I am a healed, surveyed being walking the path of Dharma. So, old toxic patterns. Fast forward to continuing my journey and healing in the wilderness. I had the honor of co-hosting a Divine Feminine Wilderness Healing Retreat. Very powerful, very ancient, very female warrior, teaching to be in a standing stock, very dissolving of old stuff and stepping up into our truth, like beautiful beings. And so we're in opening circle. And I'm listening to these divine sisters speak about why they were here and what they had been experiencing. And every single one of them was using the dialogue that mirrored the toxic dialogue that was tormenting me in the weeks leading up. And it just blew my mind. I got silent and listened, and I let my cells vibrate with that truth in that moment. And I would breathe into it, and I remembered who I was. I'm a medicine woman. My body is medicine. I'm a healed person. I'm a surveying being of light. I've dropped protons and increased photons. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to it. That's why I'm saying it. Is to empower love and light truth of self, right? Like, feel that, because you're it too. I know it. So I'm listening to these incredible women, and I realized, oh, wow. Boom, 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 boom. My training came in. I was like, I had just finished up an ancient toxic relationship that I was kind of expressing for 30 years. I know. Ooh. And deep inner archive stuff was coming up and out, like deep waters, deep in the mud of my bones. And because I was going through that and I was finalizing that toxic relationship and all that stuff was up, it became a filter. It also became a magnet. You see, consciousness, thought, emotions, they send and receive, send and receive. So emotions are magnetic. So because I was going through these toxic emotions and I was preparing for super healing for these other women, my shields were down. My light was low and high simultaneously, which is weird, which is about polarities, actually. I'm going to talk about that in one sec. And I'm sitting with these women, and I remembered I was medicine, and I saw the teaching. I saw the teaching. I saw what ready versus not ready means. Or I saw also included in that the how intense a toxic relationship can hijack your life and hijack how you're able to build relationships with people, valuable people, people that your heart are open to and are aligned with truth. And this is what I learned hands down, firsthand. Hands down, firsthand. Okay, I got it. Ooh. And so this is why I'm telling this to everybody, because I had the honor of working with a client the last couple of days, and she says she feels like a film of depression is on top of her cells. Oof, beautiful statement, like a blanket of depression. As empathic people, as awakened people, as people who feel and resonate, as mothers, as servers, as people who have realigned with sacred relationship building, whether that's with plants, with animals, or people. When we are shedding these old badum. So this is a precursor for understanding something that we have to work with as a collective of light workers over the coming months and coming winter. So light beings, you have to remind yourself you are healed, you are okay, you are dissolving patterns. We're going to experience this blanket of depression, this blanket of emotions, this blanket of fear, anxiety, of confinement over the winter. It's going to get dark before the light, and that's okay. And you have to remember it's not you. Dissolve yourself from that smudge, earth, breathe, connect with friends. Connecting is a really important way to be real. And it can't just be online friends. You have to see real friends in real life. You have to make eye contact. And remember that if you are still dissolving old toxic relationships, then you're not able to see the truth of a healed relationship and of what a healed relationship can actually be. It's good to start it with plants, yes, 100%, because they are a part of sacred earth and sacred Gaia. And that's what healing earth means. Healing sacred self and recognizing sacred earth. And then we become one with earth. So this is really, really important. And also, another tip that I think is really important, if you're feeling like you're doing things through a toxic filter and you can witness it, you're ahead of the game, first of all. But second of all, step back, stop, step back, process your needs, dissolve what you need to dissolve, then proceed with love, okay? And the final note, I'm going to be offering 30-minute polarity alignment sessions. These are one-on-one sessions, just 30 minutes long. I'm going to be charging $30 for 30 minutes. And what we do is we do breathing, I do channeling, we balance your left and right hemisphere, and we also get you into a safe, healed place, maybe a little bit of a ceremony, depending on where you need to be. It could take more than one session to get this process aligned with your now, but even one session can really help you jumpstart the next piece. You don't have to get stuck or locked in those places. Okay, so I'm offering these for $30, 30-minute sessions with me on Zoom. We need to make eye contact, that's the deal. And I know I can use this knowledge of how I transcended myself out of a toxic relationship into awareness and into balancing my polarities and being able to express truth into love, into you, into us. And if this is something I want to support you in, so contact me. My email, my contact will be in the messages. If not, you can go to my website, www.arianesaffron.com. And let's connect, let's breathe, let's align our polarities, and let's get you into ceremony so that we can be one with healed, sacred earth. Okay, beautiful beings of light, spending love. You got this, we got this. Rise together, unite, crystallize, heal, unify, and peace.